John Humphreys was poked by the Queen sworn at by Prince Philip while Princess Anne heckled him during a reading at Cheltenham Literature Festival. However, the radio veteran did admit that he, like many a rather sad middle-aged man in the 1980s and 90s, was charmed by Princess Diana. Writing for the Daily Telegraph, Mr. Humphreys said that he was poked by the then monarch and branded naughty after revealing a conversation with Her Majesty. He said, "I suppose I must have done something to please Queen Elizabeth, though, because she invited me to one of her private lunches at Buckingham Palace. Obviously I left at it. Could it be that she was contemplating breaking all royal precedents and doing an interview? Might I be the chosen one?" The lunch was pleasant and my chance to raise that subject came afterwards when the two of us stood together drinking coffee in a side room. The Queen meeting John Humphreys at Broadcasting House in 2006. Image, Getty Images. John Humphreys captivated by the action at Wimbledon last year. Image, Getty Images. She listened carefully while I made my case. Then she spoke just one word. No. Undaunted, I launched into the second half of my pitch. Again she listened patiently. Again she said, no. Then a slight pause and she added, "What's more, Mr. Humphreys, if one were ever to do such an interview it would most certainly not be with you. What's said in the palace stays in the palace. But surely, I reasoned, I could tell a story against myself." Read more. Kate and Prince William U.S. visit behind King's push to change law. John Humphreys in 1987, his first year as a presenter on Today. Image, Getty Images. John Humphreys presenting the Today program with Sarah Montague in 2002. Image, Getty Images. Big mistake. The next time we met was at a palace reception. She poked me in the chest, something her press secretary told me later he'd never seen her do before, and said, "Mr. Humphreys, you have been very naughty. Better than being sent to the Tower, I suppose," and anyway it gave me another anecdote for my theoretically amusing warm-up when I was flogging my books. The Welsh broadcaster also recalled an explosive encounter he had with Prince Philip on a state visit to Mexico which resulted in the late Duke of Edinburgh swearing at him. Don't miss, royal family shun reacting to Harry and Meghan, reveal. King Charles wants to sideline Beatrice after princess rejects role, insight. Prince William branded self-righteous and spoiled little spotlight. John Humphreys and Sue McGregor presenting Today in 1997. Image, Getty Images. Trending. He said, "Our first encounter was during a state visit to Mexico. My cameraman and I flew with Queen Elizabeth and the Duke in a tiny light aircraft to visit an ancient ruin. We nearly didn't make it. When we landed at the airstrip she was rushed off the plane to a waiting Land Rover. We jumped in the only other vehicle on the airstrip and gave chase. After a few minutes we heard a siren behind us and our little convoy came to a halt. It was a police car with the Duke inside. He leapt out and strode towards me bellowing, 'You stole my G car.' Queen Elizabeth stood by the roadside trying not to grin, and failing. When giving a talk at the Cheltenham Literature Festival, the former mastermind host was telling the audience his royal anecdotes when a heckler interrupted. Princess Anne fumed, "That's my mother you're talking about." The former on-the-record presenter also revealed the banal conversation he managed to muster with Princess Diana. He said, "Like many a rather sad middle-aged man, I fell for her immediately. When we first met over lunch I asked her something breathtakingly banal about the joys, or otherwise, of being the most famous young woman on the planet and she said the dancing. What, was Charles really such a good dancer? How foolish of me. It was John Travolta. She had danced with him at the White House and I swear her eyes glittered as she described it.